The following program is appropriate for all ages, while short segments of violence may not be sensory friendly.
Imagine what it would be like to feel assaulted by every sight, sound, scent, and texture that surrounds you every day. For many people diagnosed with autism, that's what the world is like. Now, notice how you feel, the change in your reaction. I'm Lauren Henry, a color and design expert, and today I'm going to help the Eisenbergs create a foundation of support for their daughter, Megan. We'll show you how lighting, texture, color, and the organization of space can make a huge impact on her emotional well-being. Our goal is to give Megan room to be different. Welcome to sunny California, home of the Eisenberg family, Pam, Adam, and their daughter, Megan.
Some people don't know things that are easy to understand.
Megan,
Come on!
this is why I think you need a break, because you're screaming right
I
now.
don't need a break. Why would I need a break?
Just
I
take
don't want a
just
break.
take a
I
deep
don't
breath.
want a break.
Okay. You don't have to take a break. Just calm down for a second.
So tell me a little bit about Megan, her diagnosis, what's happened since, how it's impacted you.
Megan was diagnosed at 26 months, and we noticed some things that were going on earlier. She would walk on her tippy toes. She would flap her hands. She would spin. She would sort everything by color. We just thought that was a talent, something that she did, and we were very proud of that. We didn't know anything else, anything different. I would look out at the other little 2-year-olds and 2-year-old girls and think, that's not what my daughter is doing. My daughter isn't rushing to hug someone or kiss. She was just very standoffish. A lot of times when I came to pick her up, she'd have temper tantrums or she'd bit the teacher. So they would call me from work and say, please come and pick up your daughter, or please make sure that she's okay. So finally, the preschool director gave me a phone number to the regional center. And when we found out that she had autism, we couldn't believe it, because I've never heard the word before. It was a very dark time for the both of us.
Lots and lots of therapy.
Yes.
So when you say
30, 40 hours a week
Wow.
of OT therapy, speech therapy, floor time therapy, you name it,
every
there was
day
a therapy
somebody
for
was
it.
in the house.
So that's a full-time job.
It is, and you lose your privacy, but you lose your privacy because you know that this is going to help your child. We went through like 2 or 3 preschools. They kicked her out. She wasn't the appropriate type of child that they wanted. It was very hard. It was very hard, and it takes a toll on your marriage, because the only one thing that you can think about from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed is your child and their autism, and how are we going to survive it.
Before we start designing, we need to get to know the family and become familiar with their home and their lifestyle. Most importantly, we need to learn about Megan and her challenges. She's on the autism spectrum and has general anxiety disorder, but in most ways, she's just like any other girl. We want to make sure her room will create a sense of calm, order, and security, but we also want it to look great. So let's find out what we have to work with.
This is Megan's room.
Wow, okay. Lots going on in Megan's room.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of color, a lot of bright colors.
Yes.
So, you know, the walls are a subdued pink, which I like. That's kind of a good thing. This, since she's so aggressive and she has so much energy, aggressive tension and energy, this would be, to me, something to release. It's very bright.
Okay.
I get how nice it feels, and we can certainly replace it.
Okay.
But the color would be something I would avoid.
Okay.
Obviously, we have lots of visual stuff going on.
She loves her stuffed animals, yes.
Now, I know there's a little bit of a story behind the importance of the stuffed animals. Tell me, just so I'm clear.
It helps her I think at nighttime she feels like she's very safe when she has all her animals watching her. She takes some to bed with her, but she likes the fact knowing at nighttime that the animals are guarding her and protecting her at nighttime.
Okay, so I think one of the ways we can get around that is rather than taking anything away, that we're going to give them a break. And so she'll pick maybe her favorite 6 or so, 5 or 6.
Okay.
And the rest are going to go on their break. You know, maybe we'll make it a ritual with mom or dad to swap them out so all of them get their rest.
Okay.
Because that's what she would want for them.
Right.
And in return, they're watching over her. And so it's
and everybody
kind of
gets a chance.
Right. And it's a give and take where she's caring for them like they're caring for her, rather than us saying, we have to take away.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
And I think, of course, all of the different things going on, the posters, the colors, the books on the shelf, a lot of things obviously there. My feeling would be to contain it in something that's opaque that you can't see through.
Okay.
Almost like different stations. So you go to them when it's time to do specific things. When it's time to read or pick out a book, we go and, you know, you have your favorite 5 or 6 on each shelf. Otherwise, again, we can swap them out and they'll be put away. We're not going to eradicate color. We're just going to tone everything in a way that it's going to be very supportive and so calming when you walk in. There's really no choice but for her to sort of melt in with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
where
it does.
It really just envelops her a bit.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I think we actually have kind of attacked, I think, some of the main things we would do in this room. And do they sound pretty good to you?
Yeah, they did. We use this room. We didn't really spend a lot of time, only because of therapies and being in this room. So it wasn't a big focal point.
Well, ironically, the fact that she does so many of her therapies in this room makes it even more important.
Right.
Because if it's not supportive, the work that the therapist is doing and the time everyone's taking and, you know, the investment, et cetera, makes it very challenging for any of those things to work optimally because the surrounding is not emotionally supportive.
That makes sense.
After the break, it's time to get started on Megan's new room.
Autism is found around the globe in every culture. You are not alone in the effort to nurture and support people with autism. This is the Autism Channel.
Coach Dave is a lot more than an expert coach for those on the spectrum. A lot more.
And what you want to do is you're going to put, you're going to take this lace, you're going to stretch it, and then what you want to do is you're going to make big holes like this one and this one. You're going to tie it around like this, you're going to fold that one over. Now it's very simple really, because if it's hard for you, then I wouldn't do it with the small rope. Can you show me?
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, don't do it with this one. We're going to start with a big rope.
Yeah.
The following program is appropriate for all ages and sensory friendly.
Welcome back to Room to Be Different. Based on what we've learned, now we have a plan. It's Friday afternoon, and Pam is going to take Megan on a little trip. When they come home Sunday, they'll get their first look at our creation. Adam is going to help us out with the fun part. First, we need to clear everything out because we have plenty of work to do and less than 2 days to do it. The budget is tight, but we can make big cosmetic changes without spending a lot of money. All the posters on the walls, books, toys, and stuffed animals create total visual overload. Megan can't relax in her room with all those bright colors and chaos. We want to keep most of these things in her room, but we need to put them where they're not going to be so visible. What's really important is that the design changes we make in her room allow her to self-soothe and decompress on her own. By repainting the walls, we'll give the room a whole new feel. We chose a shade of lavender that will be soothing and inviting. Purple is one of Megan's favorite colors, so lavender should be perfect for her. We're using a zero VOC paint called Natura, which is made by Benjamin Moore. We also highly recommend Mythic paints because they are all VOC free and don't produce the harmful and smelly fumes that ordinary paints do. What do you think? We got the first coat up.
Looks good.
I actually
I like
really
the
like
color.
it. Yeah. And do you notice there's no icky fume and scent?
No smell. I like that.
Yeah, so this paint is great because it's no VOC, which means there's no volatile organic compounds,
Okay.
chemicals that really make it smell and that are really unhealthy to breathe in, especially for Megan, but for everybody. I happen to really like this particular paint, and the color I thought would be good because if we're gonna make a shift and a change in her room, rather than keeping it pink, I wanted to basically do, one of her other favorite colors and use the others for accents. So we're
She'll
good.
like that. She'll like the color.
Okay, cool. The next step is furniture. We're replacing the open shelves with a smaller shelving unit that has a cabinet door and with several sets of drawers. That way, Megan gets to keep all her toys and stuffed animals in her room, but she doesn't have to look at them all the time. The Room to Be Different team always has fun putting it all together. We got 2 small bureaus that are about 2 feet tall, and they're gonna go right underneath Megan's bed, which is like a loft, while I'm making a mess. Gotta have a little fun. We're keeping Megan's bed, but we got her a new comforter, throw pillows, and the softest blanket we could find, all in soothing shades of her favorite colors. Small pictures of her family replace the overwhelming posters. A plant gives a touch of green and is very grounding and works as a natural air filter. On small shelves, we put some of Megan's favorite collectibles, just enough to feel like home. A small group of her stuffed animals watch over her from the cabinet while the rest are on vacation until she's ready for a change. Our work is done, so now the moment of truth. Let's see how Megan and her family feels about her new room.
Oh my god.
Oh, you are kidding me. Wow! What do you think of this? Do you like it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look under here. Come here, look under here. So pink is for games, and green is for all of your Build-A-Bear stuff. And then,
Stuffed animals?
yeah, you can look right at all of your favorite stuffed animals who will watch over you at night. What's up there?
Oh my gosh.
Is that Sailor Moon?
That's so great.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
You want to go over to your drawer and open up the drawer? And then the next one. Now go into the 4. Right, see what's in each of them. All your books. And the next one. Why don't you open the closet and see what it looks like? Everything's organized.
organized,
Why is
you're
everything
right.
organized?
This is amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I haven't had time to absorb this room. It's just, it's so calming and it's so,
Does it feel different the minute you walk
it
in?
feels really different and the energy
Talk to Christine.
is so different in here. I feel very,
Mint chocolate chip fits in perfectly.
yeah, I just feel really calm in here. That's the thing. I feel really calm in here.
It feels quiet.
It does, it
And
feels
there's more
really
room.
quiet and just very open. If I need to, bring her back to focus, this is a definite place where we could do it because it's not so bright. And I didn't understand what you were talking about before,
Right. Until you
about
have the
all the
contrast.
visual stuff until I actually can see it and I can feel it. And I think that makes a difference. And so this is, wow.
Yeah,
The
we all want
energy
that.
in here is just, it's a lot of happiness. It's beautiful. I feel different in this room. And now I feel that I can be able to be in control of some of the stuff on how I feel just by being in this room. And I think that's gonna help the both of us, the three of us, be better people because of that. I look forward to her spending many nights in her own bed.
Yes, let me tell you something. Your husband who sleeps in Megan's bed, or used to sleep in Megan's bed all the time, I am certain is very excited about Megan spending time in her own bed.
I don't know. I might like to find my continue sleeping in here now.
But this is a room that she could be really proud of.
Yeah, and have her friends over.
And have her friends over, and just, I couldn't even have come up. I don't even know how, I guess that's your job. That's what you do.
That's what we do.
This is really beautiful. It is so beautiful.
Thank you.
I couldn't even ask for anything as special as what just happened in the last 4 or 5 days. It's just been, it's been great. It's been a learning experience. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about color, about how color helps kids on the spectrum, and I'm hoping to take a lot of what I've learned these last few days and just tell people that it really does make a difference. And I just, wow, it's mind-blowing. It's so beautiful in here. It is gorgeous in here.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous. Thank you. This room makes me so happy.
After the break, we'll find out how the family is getting along 1 month later.
In mid-January, the Autism Channel will premiere a new series, Hidden Genius, Autistic Children Who Excel. One of the shows in the series will highlight Jacob Velasquez, who began playing piano at age 5 with no lessons. He simply learned by watching his father play piano. Jacob?
I've noticed a lot of changes in Megan. She has not had a lot of temper tantrums since we have started the whole room transformation. They've been we haven't had any.
Overall, it's been really good. I mean, you can see a change in Megan. She hasn't had any major tantrums.
So that's huge.
But nothing that's major where she's kicking, screaming, crying, where we have to, anything that had happened in the past before, nothing like that has happened since then.
Behavior-wise, when she was having tantrums and she would be like very loud, very verbal, very
obnoxious,
mean, all of that, she hasn't had that type of tantrum where she's lashing out and saying all of these different types of things. Now, yeah, she'll still be 9. She'll still talk back every once in a while, but it's your typical 9, not the way she was before.
Very hurtful. She used to be really hurtful with words. Since the show, we haven't had that. After the room transformation, there was, I think it was the next day.
The next 2 days she was with Christine.
The next 2 days, all of a sudden, she's like, I have to go take a nap. I'm going into my room. And it was just, wow. Usually she's going all the time. Non-stop. So for her to take a nap it's like taking a break. It's just unheard of. But since the room transformation, she's very comfortable. I think this has helped her because she's able to relax. And I feel like she's more relaxed in her own environment and safe. She was able to sleep through the night. And so that's been great for her. And it's been great for us because we've been able to get restful nights of sleep as well. She's able to open her closet for the first time and just say, you know what, I think this looks really good, and pick it and just dress herself, which is huge because she's never really done that before. Now she can make choices on her own, which makes her, I think, more independent. This is actually right here is something that she's never done before, is just kind of fall asleep in between the two of us, maybe when she was a baby, but I can't remember the last time she's ever just slept in between the two of us and just felt so comfortable. I mean, you could just, she's
2:00 in the afternoon.
She's just so relaxed right now. And that's, for her, with her ADHD and her autism, that's just unbelievable. I think the biggest changes that have happened, there's been so many, but I think the biggest change is the fact that we are very much of a family now. I can feel all of us coming together as a family.
So she's normally up in bed and we're sitting down on the floor and stuff, and she wants to just talk. And she's never really done that before though either, where she just wants to talk. It's either just read, go to bed, and that's it. But now she actually just likes relaxing and talking in there.
We're talking, having lots of conversation that we didn't have before. Before we were very separate in separate rooms.
When we are having these conversations in her room, which we've never had before, they're actual full conversations without having to push her for information or to kind of drag it out of her.
Instead of walking away telling me what she wants, we're actually focusing on each other, which is great. The therapies that she's had so far in her room, it's been very soothing. She's been actually able to pay attention to her therapist. They've been able to work together to get things done.
I was that completely skeptical thing about how color and texture and lighting and all of that, and I honestly did not know what to expect. But after seeing it done, I'm really impressed with how that the stuff actually works. I mean, I'm a guy, I don't pay attention to that stuff. Blue, green, that's it, we go. But it really makes a difference.
Like within 2 days, I've just noticed a calmer Megan, a more relaxed, confident, in a lot of aspects.
I would definitely recommend everything that you had done. Just seeing the change that has been in Megan. I think that any kid that's on the spectrum could, and any parent that has a kid on the spectrum could definitely benefit.
She has autism. We work on a lot of things with therapies, but I think the color, the difference in the fact that there's no clutter, that there's no chaos, really brings out a different person in her, but so much better than I could have ever hoped for.
This is the Autism Channel. I'm Temple Grandin, Professor of Animal Science at Colorado State University.